Hello. I see we have a hot situation in Baltimore, and it's still not what they have wanted. They wanted more violence, probably by this time. Let me declassify this for everybody. There were people in the United States, South America, and up north America, here before the white people came. They came over in boats. They crossed the Atlantic from England, Spain, and France. And they came and invaded this land, where there were people here already, people that resembled, like in South America, that is, if you look at a map, you would notice that South America and Africa are basically look like the same continent. And they both have an equator where they have people with different tones or hues of melon. And as you go up north, where like the United States is, you'll have more European type weather. And as you go up north, you have weather that's more like what you might say the Russians have in their coldness. So there were people here, and if you think about it, there was no trains in Europe. And then once, they came. But and you got to understand, there was already a society here that had different rulers and whatnot, and we have never had such a devastating effect on our planet as a whole as we do now. And but anyway, going back to Baltimore, it's sad that the whoever that chief police is over there crying about, one of our men get hurt, they was trapped in a car, but they ran out, and but they're okay. Now, one thing about, did you hurt any reporters that was out there with your percussion guns? Did you hurt any of the citizens out there? Because those policemen went out of their way and chose to have that job. Trained to be at that job. Trained to go and shoot American citizens. White men been wanting us to, like either kill ourselves or, what I'm saying? Who else can you get? When they came over here, what did they do? They just started picking people up off the street, asking them if they had papers, and then taking them down south. There were people here. This land's going to go back to the people it belongs to. And it doesn't matter if you trace you're white, you trace yourself back to get the fucking stepping if you don't like the fucking people that are here. Or change the fucking schools. Those high school kids out there jumping up on cars, if they had a job, if every time there wasn't World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Middle East war, you didn't bring those people over from those war-ridden countries over here and hook them up with the banks with a loan so they can start their own business. Try to tell us, oh look, the Asians are so much smarter. You know why they're smarter? Because their mothers spend probably, for every kid, even if they have 28 kids, spend an hour with that kid, teaching that kid, even if they have to do it in a school setting in their house. The fathers actually teach. The only thing the propaganda allows the men to teach here is that they get to go and have a side chick. They're gonna teach their son all about how to be a player, how to be a gangster. There once was a time where the son follows around and learn how to build cars, play baseball. When they left the house, they was ready for a job, even if they didn't get drafted. But anyway, I see that, as long as our policies in the police force and in the court force is to try to say that the ones that they keep victimizing, they keep messing with, as long as you find out 20 years later this guy they had, put in jail and they just ended up doing because he was black, and some policemen felt like harassing them. If you're a black policeman and you think you're really doing something for your society, you better check your schools. You better check the colleges and check the student loans and figure out who the ones that are collecting the loans. You probably didn't know about it. Wall Street, they're selling student loans. That's big money. So, you know, since you know, this new type of Republican type of thinking, you know, only thing they want to do is destroy America, and that's what they're doing. Because the 1% that have all the money, they don't have an interest. You know, they so old now they don't even care. You think they care about their grandkids? Because if they ever care about their grandkids, they wouldn't be fracking. There wouldn't be 700 earthquakes in Oklahoma, or like 2 a day. And don't think that the earthquakes that they're fracking, shaking, you know, because this planet's all connected, shaking over here doesn't cause a chain reaction that is not bumping over against other plates underneath us. So we're going to see more of violence, and it's because, as that policeman says, what can we do? What can we do? Oh, those high school kids running around. How can we control high school kids? And you've been whooping them for the last, you know, couple of generations. They think that's the way it's supposed to be. You haven't been educating them. You haven't been feeding them proper. I say, folks, hey, try a month without cold cereal. You know, if you have a young child, if you want to make sure they don't get onset diabetes, you have to cut down on the red meat, because the protein is one of the problems that they have, breaking down the sugar. You'll eat the sugar, and it's not breaking down the protein quick enough, you know. And it's not like we're eating peanut butter sandwich or anything. But if you cut down on their red meats to about, if they're a child, about 4 ounces, cut out all soda pops, definitely diet soda pops, anytime, you know, and try lemonade. And I don't mean, because if you buy the powder lemonade, a lot of that has that acetone in it, or anyway, it's not good. You know, try fresh lemons. Try giving it in the morning instead of a milk. Try a yogurt smoothie with. I know fruits are expensive, but you know, there's all different types. It's a big thing when people are doing different types of smoothies, or different type of stuff. You know, water. Drinking so much water, that helps your skin, and you look younger. And exercising. These are the things that, because we're being attacked on all fronts, on our health, on our mental, not educating us, throwing us in jail, and having a whole bunch of us work, you know, in prison for making less than what they make in China, and they call that slave labor over there. You know what I'm saying? These brothers have to stop saying, you know, blaming somebody else or saying, I gotta give me a man. You could do this, women. We're gonna have to be the ones to fix it, because really the men we're gonna just have to leave them to go around, you know, worry about getting their gun in the next war, and when they're gonna get their dick wet. You know, they don't have the anyway. So I see that we're gonna have a bigger problem with the police force, because since they're the ones who started this and created the issue, and now they're looking to the people that they've been victimizing, harassing, and oppressing with this type of chaos type of law enforcement that we have, that is built around really victimizing the victims, be it be drug victims, or be it victims of our school system, or this culture that we created. And no longer should we blame the children, or no longer should we be looking to somebody else to solve the problem. We're going to have to start looking within ourselves. And if you feel a certain way, act on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, if the police say they in fear, danger of their life every time they see you, you better be in fear of your life every time you see them. I know I am. I got one across the street. He just moved in next door. Fucking paranoid piece of shit. Got his floodlight on my back bedroom. I don't know what the fuck he thinks I'm gonna do in my back bedroom for him. Right? Got some bitch, I don't know, got her well trained sitting out here. I guess she ain't about shit. She can sit out here and sit on her little thing. So I walked past her, the bitch gonna reach for a gun. She's so scared. I was like, you know what, bitch, it'll take about 2 seconds. And I don't need a gun or a knife or anything. I don't have to go buy no stuff. God made everything already here. You know, you don't have to go open up somebody's conditioner, you know what I'm saying? And you can just look at it and see that it's $33, bitch. You know you ain't gonna pay that much for shampoo and conditioner. So that's the real issue, is a jealousy thing with them too. You know, how can you afford to live? It's a capitalist society. You have to buy supplies, or you have to be creative enough to use nature. And that's another thing, they don't want you to go ahead and use nature or your goddamn common sense. That's why the school's fucked up, because, you know what I'm saying, we would go ahead and start growing our own cotton again. Except for like our property, they don't even need a fucking highway all the way out there, but they just put one right through there. Because they want you to think that, oh, white people own this land. It was no black people that own shit. Better look at Color Purple and realize Root was a fucking lie propaganda. It was a novel. That's the Color Purple is closer to reality because you know black people own property. They're trying to erase our history with some bullshit. I say, people, hey, you got to do what you got to do to save our next generation, however it would be. And remember, we do have to maybe take the horns by the way, because you see what the teachers are doing. They're just fucking and beating up the kids, and they're not teaching. They're just not. And a part of it is they blame, shit rolls downhill. They're not getting paid right. So who can you pick on? You know, I mean, look at our roads and our highways. We don't have trains anymore. They all went over to Europe and China. We don't have a train system here. They want you all to get on planes. Well, nobody can afford it. But anyway, United States is crumbling. The reality is that there was people of melanin here before. Alright? It's no longer top secret. It's the natives. We are the natives that look like me and darker. Okay? Not white people. They're from Europe and they came over on boats. And then they brought their women over here that was all filled with syphilis. And that's one of the ways they got them in Mississippi. And, like, let me use an example. Al Capone, very famous. They talked about, they used a lady with syphilis to have sex with them. That's one of their things. You know, you got that white lady down Mississippi, you know, she's fucking 15 to 25 men a day because these black folks is just lined up. And just when you have, when a man has sex with more than one woman, his chances anyway are being the carrier, the initial carrier of the STD, or if you want to call it a sexually transmitted parasite. Okay. Anyway, just think about Baltimore ain't gonna get no better unless the court system and the police realize that it's their actions that got to be changed, not the citizens that you're murdering and jailing. And most of them we find out 15, 20 years later, because DNA evidence that you were just fucking with the community anyway because you got a fucking issue with one or two motherfuckers. You don't like the way they look, the way they talk, or basically you don't like your motherfucking self. Check yourself. And there wouldn't be a problem if you just stop killing people. That's all you have to do. That's all the police department have to do is don't kill a motherfucker and make a fucked up excuse. Like that's procedure. Well, if that's fucking procedures, then I say, America, we better check this shit out. Are the police at war with American citizens? Is the drug on war means they can march down the motherfucking street with tanks and just start fucking shooting us? Violate our civil rights and think this, and then like here in Memphis talking about we the gang. That's not the mentality we want in America. We gotta fix the situation, and if we have to start off with each one of us, females, being the teacher, the doctor, and the lawyer, then that's what we gotta be. And don't be waiting on some man to come along and help you, because he probably just wants to get fucked or shoot somebody. We're not drafting our kids anymore. So they got to figure out another way to do with these kids while they bring in more of these invaders from Europe. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to siphon all our riches out, and our riches were our people. And it still is. I say the police need to just stop killing, and then you wouldn't have problems like in Baltimore or Ferguson. Sometimes it's your actions need to be put in check, because if you can't recognize your actions causes the results that you get, then you can sit at home all day long as you want to and get pissed off. But and then when you come outside, what you gonna do? Put on your fucking police uniform and empty a motherfucker gun in some kid that just came from the goddamn grocery store on the way to the grandma? Cause you can? Cause Darren Wilson got away with it. That faggot ass punk bitch. That bitch, he playing ghost so much, you better stay around your white little fascist ass, anti-American, think you gonna fly the flag. You ain't shit, bitch. Stop killing brown, black people with melon. Stop it. Especially if you are.